There were no more walls between the White House and Ripple, and what was shown at Swell could be the biggest mix of politics and money that crypto has ever seen. It's not a myth. This is really happening. And there is a lot more to the link between Trump, Ripple, and XRP than anyone thought. We're going to begin right now, everyone. The president just held a news conference and said, "We are making the United States the Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world." Everything has changed because of that one line from President Trump. Pay attention. The United States will become the crypto center of the world, the Bitcoin superpower, and the clear leader in artificial intelligence. This is where all the crypto money is kept. Look, Ripple has been building the rails behind closed doors. Trump and his staff know that too. This isn't just a message in favor of crypto. New rules are being put in place for what will happen next. Regulated crypto infrastructure that is good enough for businesses. Everyone, Ripple is right in the middle of it. Something big dropped at Swell just hours before that news. Did you get it? Because Patrick Witt was on stage with Brad Garlinghouse at Ripple's Swell show. That's the same Patrick Witt from the White House. They talked. The CEO of Ripple was there. What did he say? He said that by the end of the year, we'd see how the market is structured. Rules and clarity. You believed the bull run was over. Don't you get it? That's confirmation from Washington, someone who works there and knows what's going on, letting you know that the crypto regulatory system that banks have been waiting for is now here. Ripple is also no longer just talking to officials. They are building with them. Pay attention to this. What the industry is likely to do regarding the market structure bill. We are still making sure that it gets to the president's desk before the end of the year. To do this, we are continuing to put pressure on them, and we are holding regular talks. These days, I spend most of my time on Capitol Hill, where I meet with senators from both parties to get things done. At this point, I think we've made enough progress that the trend line is now moving in the right way. Also, I think we'll quickly finish a good piece of legislation and send it to the president to sign. We heard it here. We'll be in by the end of the year. That's it. We'll be in by the end of the year. And Trump's words right now, which tell you that the US will become the world's crypto center. What do you know? I guess that makes everything more solid, right? Also, you are the move if you're out here buying coins, keeping an eye on charts, and waiting for the next move. Don't put your money into XRP. You are the best thing to invest in. Set up a call with me. You can get ready for the next big wave by following my steps on how to set up your LLC, structure your tax breaks, and know what you can and can't do. People need to stop guessing and start building. You should click on the link below to go to this page where the story really takes off. We're talking about Ripple's shocking IPO. That's right. In this thread, started by Smoke, it says that the market price of XRP is directly linked to Ripple's IPO value. Now that there are new rules for accounting, it could become one of the most valuable companies in the history of cryptocurrency. The price of XRP is very closely linked to the value of Ripple, which most people don't know. What does that mean? In other words, Ripple wants the price of XRP to rise. Ripple will be able to IPO for more money if the price of XRP goes up. Take that in. A value in 2023, we look back on it, right? It said Ripple was worth about $28.6 billion. That was only when XRP was worth about 60 cents. The paper makes it clear that Ripple's biggest asset is its 46 billion XRP tokens. I'll show you the document. In that moment, Ripple's books showed that it had about $1 billion in cash or assets and 46 billion XRP tokens. Let me check. This rule under ASU 2023-8 comes from the FASB. If you want to look it up yourself, you can do so. And this one rule changed everything. Now companies have to report the value of their crypto shares at the current market price. This means that Ripple's IPO price will actually change with the price of XRP on the market. And those stories were written when XRP was worth 60 cents. It's worth $26.8 billion. What's the price of XRP today? About 230, 224, or 230. It means it's worth more than $100 billion. Based on market cap, that's bigger than Coinbase and a few US banks. That's right, yes. Take a moment to think about that. So every time the price of XRP goes up, Ripple's reported value goes up too. And as XRP becomes more widely used by institutions, that number could go through the roof. Which brings us to this point. Brad Garlinghouse dropped another truth bomb. He said, "Today, we announced that Fortress, Citadel Securities, Pantera Capital, Galaxy, Raven Howard, and Marshall Weiss will invest $500 million in Ripple. This gives Ripple a value of $40 billion. Go watch the movie that came out right before this one if you haven't already. There was a lot of talk about this and what it means. We also talked about the new Ripple MasterCard add-on, which will use the XRP system. A lot of big names on Wall Street have put money into Ripple before the IPO even happens. In other words, that makes it clear that they are betting on XRP's future usefulness and market power. This is not a guess. We are now talking about Ripple's IPO and the SBI's reevaluation. This is a deliberate buildup of power, money, and control. This is from SBI, which we all know as SBI Japan, and it says that XRP's real value will be revalued after the IPO. I'll blow it up. And take a moment to think about that. One of Ripple's biggest partners around the world is SBI, and they pretty much just confirmed that the market hasn't priced in what's really going to happen. That's when everyone will finally understand what XRP integration means. All of the files are shown on your computer. The solution for sending money between countries includes more than 100 banks in more than 55 countries, which is a lot more at this time. The stablecoin backed by the US dollar, RLUSD, will be used as security and for other things with and in the road. I hope this makes sense. This is very important. Take a look at this comment that I've already made and said again. XRP is worth $2,225,250 or any other number you choose. It's in the $2 area, right? I know it's worth a lot more than that. I've lived here for 8 years. I haven't gotten an XRP in 8 years to sell my bags for 2 XRP. It's only a matter of time before that switch is turned on or off with all this news. It's going to happen. What are we going to see next? A value of 10 or more XRP will show up like that. That's when buyers are going to win this one. Then this from Matthew Osborne of Ripple dropped from Bank XRP as well. Yes, it comes from Ripple. He said this quote that gives everyone in the room chills. He said, and I quote, "With a public blockchain, anyone can join. It's built for institutions and doesn't need permission." He said that anyone can join, which gets rid of silos and makes the environment for developers more active. Now it's clear that he's talking about the XRP system and how it's made for businesses. Right now, this is how it looks, and I'll get the paper for you all. The value of RLUSD is getting close to $900 million. Ripple's reach into traditional banking grew with the Hidden Road acquisition. These ideas are supported by the OMFIF, which is the official group for banks and other financial organizations. In case you didn't know, that's your think tank that banks ask for advice. Ripple is joining forces with more than just coins. That brings us to this point. It fits in with global banking. This is at Swell NYC, Hunter Horsley from Bitwise, Stephen McClurk from Valkyrie, Luke Karsten from PolySign, and Eric Balachunas from Bloomberg were all on the group. They got up on stage. It was very clear what they were saying. Soon, regulated goods like spot XRP ETFs will be the main way that big investors move their money. Take a look at that. We just found out about the deal between MasterCard